Something in the way. Wait, will you fit in there? Will you fit in there? Well, I'm not a big Nirvana fan. I'll be honest with you. I was when I was like, I mean, geez, when in the '90s, like I thought they were amazing. But it's not. I don't think I've listened to Nirvana in a long time. But I was just watching The Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman, which is, I would say, in recent times, my favorite superhero movie. I love that version of Batman so much. I was just watching it again for I think probably the third time. And I love it. I think it's perfect. I think it's the perfect Batman movie in a way that I was never fully satisfied with any of the Nolan Batmans. I like them because Chris Nolan makes really fun movies to watch, and they're exciting, and they're visually brilliant, and they're very cool, and it was good. But it was not, to me, what Batman is about. And I think The Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, was superb. Absolutely superb. And I thought all the characters in it were absolutely brilliant. And the way that he was, and the sort of lo-fi nature of it, almost, absolutely superb. The way it was shot, it was pure Batman. Absolutely 100% pure, unrefined Batman. And I loved it. So I didn't mind it being that long because I wanted more. So I understand it is a very long film, granted, but that didn't bother me in the slightest. I was very happy that it was that long. I just think the character of, I thought the Riddler was a brilliant villain. Really enjoyed him. I thought Robert Pattinson's Batman was genuinely excellent. in a way that a lot of Batmans are not. I thought his was fantastic. I really, really loved even things like I thought that Catwoman. It's not often that the Catwoman character is as interesting as she was in this version of Batman. I thought she was really good. Had her own story. I thought it was absolutely superb, and I loved it. And there was no, I don't want to say silliness, because I don't think the Nolan ones were silly, but they certainly felt more like the Nolan Batmans felt more like a blockbuster, and lived up to that, and had the big set pieces, and had the big actors. Like it just felt a bit more like a movie, like a traditional big budget blockbuster movie. And they were really fun, and I thought Christian Bale was really good, and there were a lot of cool moments, and I loved the characters and everything, because I like Batman. I don't like anything else from DC other than Batman, basically. And the Batman, the Matt Reeves Batman, is to me what Batman should be. As a fan of the comics, like the good Batman comics, I thought that Matt Reeves' vision of Batman and of Gotham was much closer to the material than Nolan's Batman. For me, anyway. And do you know what else? Do you know the main reason I fucking loved it? At no point in the Matt Reeves Batman do we have a flashback to his parents being killed and him being in a cave with a bunch of bats. Doesn't happen. Why is that good? Because holy shit, if you are watching a Batman movie in 2020, 22, 21, 22, whenever it came out, and you're still not sure about Batman's origin story, fuck off. Why are we playing to this audience? Please stop doing it. Stop doing it. I beg you. Spider-Man and Uncle Ben. Like, every Batman movie and every Batman story seems like it has to start with, do you know why he's the Batman? He's afraid of bats, and he conquered that fear. And by the way, his parents were killed coming outside a theater, so he's out for revenge. It's like, yeah, we fucking know, dude. Like, they hinted it. They mention it in passing. But I'm not even a big fan of Andy Serkis. I think he's all right. He seems like the kind of guy probably smells his own farts. That might be unfair. That's what I get the vibe. He's one of those disgusting people that picks his nose and eats it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I get, the vibe I get from Andy Serkis. Like, he was excellent as Alfred. I thought Robert Pattinson, who I only knew from the Twilight movies, which I'd never seen, and thought, wank. He's another teen heartthrob wank. And then he kind of did a Daniel, what's his fucking name? Thing, the guy from Harry Potter, where he started to do like, oh no, I'm actually crazy and a grown up, and I'm going to do crazy movies where I'm a lot like the Lobster and stuff. But I was like, I got no time for that. I just can't be dealing with it because it feels so forced. You know what I mean? And Robert Pattinson's Batman is excellent, absolutely fucking brilliant. Ratcliffe, thank you. I thought Pattinson's Batman was superb. I loved it. He actually had emotion just with his eyes. He was excellent in Tenet, that's true. He was very good in Tenet. Probably one of the most interesting characters in Tenet, actually. But yeah, his Batman was superb. But yeah, I was like, I love the fact that Batman's car was just a fucking car. It was just a souped up car. The Bat Cycle was just a motorcycle. Like, his way of getting off of buildings was that he had like a wingsuit. You know what I mean? He had some of the Bat gadgets, but he wasn't like a superhero level gadgets. When he fought, you felt like this is tough. This is a tough fight. Even if it's just street thugs, he's getting clobbered. It was good. It was really good. I liked the way he had that special thing where it's just like a vial of go juice, sort of like a stim in Tarkov. that just fucking popped him up, almost like a big adrenaline shot or something. And I thought Catwoman, excellent. Like, she had an interesting story in this, had a great origin story, was integral to the plot, was herself a very interesting character. Fantastic. Really good. Not just the usual sort of, oh, hello, Batman, I'm here to be a bit saucy. She is a fucking serious character. She's got her own shit going on. The Penguin? How is that Colin Farrell? How is that Colin Farrell? I couldn't believe it. Like, he was a really good Penguin. John Turturro, right? One of my favourite actors. Fantastic in that film. Everyone in that film was great. Some really cool scenes. And the way it was shot, the lighting, there were some of the shots in that are incredible. Really, really, really good. So I loved it. I'm looking forward to the second and apparently the third, because it's a trilogy. I can't wait. As a Batman fan of the comics, this is the first time I've seen a Batman and been like, they fucking crushed it. I don't get out of this hellhole. Something in the way. What's this? The house. Key to a house. Wait, isn't this... So FYI, I have been drinking reasonably heavily, so don't expect much. I'm not interested in that, in all honesty. I don't want Batman, the superhero. I like Batman, the guy who has to fucking... Can we get the taxi out of here? Like, there are enough superheroes. This has always bugged me in Marvel. Was when there are the superheroes who are like Thor. I never found Thor... In the movies, I thought it was good, because obviously the movies, like the Marvel movies, we're dealing with essentially gods like Thanos. You need superheroes that can deal with that shit. Otherwise, it's just like, well, how are they going to beat him? I mean, this guy's insanely powerful. You need some godly powerful lads knocking about. But when you have a superhero whose whole thing is, I'm going to defend this city... It doesn't make sense when that guy is also a god. It's like, why are you sticking around here, bro? You could be saving the universe. I mean, Superman is like, he deals with all this shit on Earth. But I'm also like, damn, this dude doesn't have... He could win any war on Earth. Why is there any war? And Dr. Man... This was what Watchmen was about. This is why Dr. Manhattan was so important in Watchmen. Because it's like, well, who's he winning the war for? Like, he turns up and wins the war for the Americans in Vietnam. And then he's like, wait a minute. Why am I... What's my stake in this game? Why do I give a shit about the fucking war in Vietnam? When I could also just go and be a super being. Really? Oh, okay. Collapsed crane? I guess we're getting collapsed crane. So the reason I liked Spider-Man when I was a kid was that Spider-Man was your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he solved crimes in New York and in Queens and shit like that. And I loved that because I was like, cool, that's my neighborhood. I love the idea of a superhero in my neighborhood solving crimes. Like, Spider-Man doesn't leave New York very often. I like that. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he understood jurisdiction. Yeah. And like the Punisher. I love the Punisher. Pretty lo-fi by superhero standards. He's just smart and good with guns and explosives and shit. He's not some kind of god who fires beams of light. What is... There's an extract here. Is it crash site? Is that what it's called? We can't get there this way. We've got to go through... Oh my good god. Is it not crash site? I'm wrong then. I'm just tired of superheroes. I mean, that's absolutely fair. We've been completely saturated, but that's why I'll be honest with you. The Batman is if you're sick of superheroes, this is a fucking movie for you. Because at no point does it feel like this guy is super. And this is, you know what? This is something that none of the other Batman movies got right. He is a fucking detective, all right? He is super smart and he solves crime. He's not just an action guy, all right? He is there. He's fucking clever. He solves crimes. He's got the computer. Him and Alfred are fucking solving shit. That's it. Where was Batman's first appearance? Anyone? Detective Comics. He's a fucking sleuth. He's not just some action dude. And they missed that. They missed that. They made him into an action guy. He's a fucking detective, lads. Alright? He is a fucking detective. First and foremost. Oh, who was here for the aliens chat the other night? Anyone? Who was here for the aliens chat? When we were talking about aliens. Aliens, sorry. I found another deleted scene. I don't know if I showed it to you. If you've seen it before, it doesn't matter. Maybe someone hasn't. So, do you guys remember that I showed off the trailer, the original trailer? The original trailer. Which had this weird sound effect. This is great. I don't know why this wasn't added. Wait. Things are not sounding well for the crew. Confronting preparation. New alternate cutscene. I retract everything I've just said. Special film edit revisions and custom sound. Alright, I take it back. Ignore that. Carry on. Carry on. It's nice, but it's not authentic, so I take it back. It was, you know, in the trailer, they had that woo kind of noise going in the background. They ask Lambert, which is an edit, which is a deleted scene, play back the distress signal. All right, let me find it for you. You might want to see it anyway. Alien deleted. So there's a couple. This is another one. This is the alien attacking Lambert. This is obviously still with the... They were going to show off more of the alien. There's no sound because they literally just filmed it, but they never did anything. You can see why they cut it. This makes the alien... It looks like a dude with a hat on. Like, this is terrible. That's nice. The slow rise. But the scuttling is awful. But it really looks like a guy in a suit. This is all the deleted scenes from Alien.
Some way to get this off his face. Well, there has to be a way to get it off his face.
Yes, well, I don't think we ought to try that again. It didn't work out too well last time.
What do we do now?
What's going on?
Wait a minute. I think I've got it. All right, ready?
I'm sorry, my friend, you don't have anything.
It's gonna get us all out, okay?
Oh, listen, so... This is the original.
We all hear that, Lambert?
So they're saying, can we all hear about this is them listening to the distress signal, or the signal that they've picked up. And this is what it sounds like.
Good God.
Doesn't sound like any radio signal I've heard.
So that is that, all right? But listen to this fan edit, which I think is actually pretty good now looking back at it. But it just listen to what they do.
What?
Seems she has intercepted a transmission of unknown origin. She got us up to check it out.
A transmission? Out here?
Yeah.
What kind of a transmission?
Acoustical beacon that repeats at intervals of 12 seconds.
SOS.
I don't know.
Human.
Unknown.
So what? We're obligated under Section
I hate to bring
18.
that.
All right, we're going in.
So this is them listening to it. And this is the fan edit. This is a fan edit. This is not the original.
We all hear that, Lambert?
Doesn't sound like any radio signal I've heard.
So that is the sound that was in the background of the trailer. And that audio is terrifying. And you think if you were putting a warning out there, this sounds like a warning. Like it's scary. It's like clearly scary. So that's the fan edit, which I think is really good. But that is from the original Alien trailer, which I was showing the other night. The Alien trailer 1979. Again, for anyone that wasn't here last night, I think it was. So this is the original trailer. Because we were talking about the Romulus trailer and how sort of basic it is. This is a trailer. You hear that? Great trailer. One of the best trailers, right? So that sound, that doom 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 underneath, like a heartbeat, and then just what sounds like sort of screaming. Like if you imagine someone had screamed into the void, and then you picked it up 1,000 years later, with all the distortion and everything, that's what it would sound like. Like that was the original Alien trailer, which fucking scared the shit out of people. I remember. So, obviously, I grew up in New York, and my parents would go off to see films and stuff like that. I remember when they went to see that, and they came back, and them talking about it, and them being like, oh, God, that was the scariest movie we've ever seen. Because it's way ahead of its time. Horror movies at that time, the 70s was an interesting time, a really interesting time in film. Because if you look at movies in the 50s and 60s, and then the 70s is like a whole new generation of filmmakers that are not making the movies that they were making in the 50s and 60s. Like, there is a literal jump in filmmaking. And that's why they had the whole auteur era. Like, can you imagine Apocalypse Now being made in 1955? Of course not. You can imagine it being made nowadays because film has changed. But the 70s was like this breakout decade for film, where you had all these amazing films and these amazing directors who are still making films and are like rightly hailed as incredible visionary filmmakers because they changed film. They really did change film. And Alien is a prime example of that. And there's, you know, prior to that, films were not done in that style. It was very naturalistic. It was very naturalistic. So, Mr. Jed, that's interesting. Let me ask you a question. If I told you, if you saw a film, let's say Iron Man, right? Which people liked Iron Man. I'm just picking it because we were talking about Marvel movies. Pick anything. Pick any fucking movie that you've enjoyed. If they told you they were making a sequel, nowadays people would be like, great. Sequels used to be laughed at. They were seen as a cash grab. They were seen as like, oh, a sequel? Alright, whatever. Like, people didn't make sequels with an intention of creating a franchise. There was not a thing. Okay? When they made a film, when they made Jaws, which was a genuine blockbuster, Jaws was fucking huge. Created Spielberg's whole career off the back of that. Okay? When they made that, people were like, oh, this is amazing. Jaws 2 was a flop. Jaws 2 was a flop. No one was like, Jaws 2, like, it used to be a punchline that you made sequels. Jaws 38 in cinemas now. Like, it used to be a joke. And now, sequels are par for the course. Like, you expect, oh, this looks like their new franchise. And it's like standard that you expect a film comes out and it's good. New franchise possible. Exactly, Rocky 5000. Like The Simpsons did it with Star Trek movies. Star Trek 27. So very tired, right? Like, it used to be a punchline that the sequel was never as good. The sequel was never as good. That's why Aliens was such a surprise. Because it was like, what is it, 1986, wasn't it? Aliens? I think it was 86, it might have been 85. I think it was 86. 1979, 6 years later, Aliens. Alien 3 wasn't till like, I want to say 94? Maybe 93? I want to say 94. Aliens was 86. I want to say 94 for Alien 3. 92, man. So, 6 years again. And then Alien Insurrection. Ugh, I don't want to Google this, but 1997, so they went 5 years. And then they were like, the franchise died. Because again, sequels, not something that people looked fondly on. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Select from usage just Zubed for Sandemons, you going to play Tactical Breach Wizards when it comes out this week?
No, I'll be in Bristol, but I will play it when I get back. So, Alien Covenant, I don't know if I've even seen it. Let me have a look. Is Alien Covenant the one where they're flying around a ship on the homeworld? Is that right? That there's a bit where they're flying above, and don't they release the aliens on the engineer's homeworld or something? I can't even remember it. Like, I remember just thinking, this fucking sucks. Because Prometheus was bad. And I think Covenant I've just wiped from my memory. I fucking hated it so much. I couldn't even tell you anything about it. I've completely forgotten. That is cool art. Yeah, I'm just looking at the poster now. Plot. In a prologue, business magnate Peter Whalen speaks with his newly activated android in a lakeside apartment. The android chooses the name David after observing Michelangelo's statue. Wayland states that one day they will search for mankind's creator together. David comments on his unlimited lifespans compared to Wayland's, which unsettles Wayland. In 2104 AD, 11 years after the Prometheus expedition, the colonization ship Covenant is 7 years from reaching planet Aurigay 6 with 2,000 colonists in stasis. Jake Branson, who's in this? Catherine Waterston, Billy Crudup, Danny McBride, Damian Bashir. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer. Alien Covenant trailer. Maybe that will jog my memory. I've definitely seen it. Alien Covenant trailer.
You've all sacrificed so much to be here and be a part of this thing we're doing.
This crew is made up of couples.
It's the first ever large-scale colonization mission. And everyone back on Earth is really grateful for your hard work and your courage. We're making history here.
This is wheat. What are the odds of finding human vegetation this far from Earth?
Who planted it?
Oh, I remember now.
You hear that?
What?
Nothing. No birds. No animals.
That shot alone.
Nothing.
They're like, they've never been to this planet. Let's walk around without any kind of environment suit. And they breathe in a bunch of shit and turn into bad alien things.
What happened here?
I remember.
You're breaking up!
All of this is to start our new life.
Where is it?
It was so bad. It was so bad. I remember. It was so bad. I was like, oh. They've killed the Alien franchise again. Like, you literally killed it again. You had already killed it and then you killed it again. Why? People in horror movies make dumb as hell decisions all the time. I don't get why people complain over these characters. Complain about these characters. So, let's take the movie Alien. Okay? And I watched an interesting video the other day where a guy said, this is why Alien works. Because Ridley Scott is not a horror director. So he didn't approach it from a horror director standpoint. And a lot of horror directors do what you just said. Well, they do shit where you're like, don't go in there. And I think your horror is meant to be, oh my god, they're going to go in the basement. Don't go in the basement. But instead, you get a little older and you're like, what are you doing? Just leave the house. And if you look at Alien, Ripley says, no, you are not bringing that thing on the ship because we have quarantine rules. And Ash lets it in. And she's like, why'd you do that? And he was like, I was following an order. She's like, when Dallas is off the ship, I'm in charge. What the fuck are you doing? And then, of course, we find out his motivation was he was an android and the corporation put him on there to make sure this thing got on the ship and they get it back to Earth so they could study it, right? Which they uncover in Aliens. The company sends Burke in for the same reason. Alien 3, Weyland-Yutani wants this creature for their bioweapons division because they can study it and figure out this shit and blah, blah, blah. Makes sense, right? Within that universe, cool. Multi-trillion-dollar galactic corporation is evil. I'm in. I buy that. In Alien, they're like, it's small. We'll just fucking find it. Get a net and a thing and we'll catch it. It's like this big. They go out to catch it. It kills Harry Dean Stanton's character. And they're like, this thing was fucking huge. I don't know how it got so big. It's big. So at every stage, they're making a decision based on what they know, the information they have, the assumptions people would make. And because the audience doesn't know what's coming, we're there with them. So when they're like, get a net, I've got a cattle prod, we'll fucking put it in a bag and chuck it in the airlock, job done. It killed John Hurt, we'll just bin it off. And or freeze it, we'll kill it and freeze it and they can fucking look at it back home, whatever. Then when it's big, Dallas, as the captain, is like, all right, we've got to do something. And remember, the escape pod doesn't hold 4. The escape pod holds 3, which is the only detail in the film that I think is a bit silly. Because there's no way you'd have a crew of, let me think, John Hurt, Ian Holm, Tom Skerritt, Sigourney Weaver, Lambert, whose actor I can never remember, Yaphet Kotto, Harry Dean Stanton. Seven? And the cat. So why would you have an escape pod that had 3 people maximum when you have a crew of 7? Right, that's the only thing that doesn't make sense. Anyway, it turns out the corporation sent them down there to find out what it was. They're like, cool, what we'll do is we'll shut off all these things, we'll get it in the airlock, and we'll flush it out. I mean, yeah, you could say the company is just cheap. You could say that. But at the same time, there would be standards. But then again, you could imagine in some big galactic future that there's no government, so they don't give a shit. Like, you could imagine that. They have an escape pod, but it's like shit. Like, you could imagine that. I could well imagine that. Because the vessel was not great. Like, it was falling apart in some ways. They constantly have to repair it, right? So in that way, I can buy into the idea, like you said, like the Titanic, that they're just like, there's an escape pod, but it only holds 3. Because that fulfills some minimal requirement. But we don't really give a shit. Like, you could believe that. I mean, they're going to have ships like this all over the galaxy. And when they send them off and they come back, we're talking years-long voyages. So they're just waiting for money to come in. And it's coming from all over the galaxy. So it's like, who cares? So, Alien, they're like, Tom Skerritt's like, we'll flush it down here. Shut all the gates behind me. I've got the flamethrower. They know it's big, but it's still an animal. We'll flush it. And then we'll blast it out the airlock. And it kills him. And then Ripley's like Yaphet Kotto's like, we should get off the fucking ship. We should abandon ship. She's like, it doesn't hold 4. And when there's 4 of us. And someone's like, we'll draw straws. He was like, fuck that. I'm not drawing fucking straws to stay behind with that thing. So like, all right, we'll figure out a way. And then she's like, I'm in charge. I'm going to see what the ship says. I'm going to talk to the computer. Ash tries to kill her. They kill Ash. Now they're down to 3. And their immediate plan is, let's blow the fucking ship and get the fuck out of here. But they need some compressed gas or whatever to power the life support while they're there. So they're like, cool. So they go to get these pipes. And everyone's like, you two stick together. There's only 3 of us left. The only thing is when she decides to get the cat, I have an issue with that. But a lot of cat lovers would be like, of course you get the cat. I would say, fuck the cat. We're out. Anyway, I assume that's what's going to kill her. But that's not what leads to a death. What leads to a death is 2 people doing the right thing. Sticking together, getting the canisters. They see the alien, and Yaphet Kotto's like, get out of the way, Lambert, move. Get out of the way. But she's so scared she can't act. I believe that. And then he just charges it, and they both die. And now Ripley gets off the fucking ship and abandons ship. She doesn't go looking, she doesn't need to get this thing, or she just fucking gets off the ship. At every stage, the decisions they made were reasonable for people in a panic, in a terrifying situation. Tom Clark said this to me. He said that why he loves Aliens is that at every stage in the film, the decisions people make are logical. Given the information they have, who they are, these are reasonable decisions. Ripley doesn't want to go back down there. Completely understand that. Has a terrible nightmare. Realizes she needs closure. Says, you're going down there to kill this thing, right? And she goes down. And they're going in there heavily armed. They're cocky, but they've come to fight. And she's like, surely we'll be all right. When they get there and shit goes wrong, they all start shooting. They're like, fuck it. I don't care if this is going to lead to a situation. We want to live now. So they shoot while they can. They're like, we've got to get out of here. They're like, cool, we'll take off. We'll nuke the site from orbit. Bam, decision made. Fall back. We'll send the android to get the remote ship because the aliens aren't interested in him. He'll get the drop ship down here remotely. We'll fucking bug out. At every point, they decide to leave. She goes back for Newt because that's Ripley, right? She doesn't want to leave her behind. She goes back. She rescues Newt. They get on the ship. They get the fuck out of there. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. At no point is anyone like, we should split up. Like, no. We'll go in pairs. Watch your motion trackers. Be fucking careful. Stay together. We'll seal ourselves in this area and we'll just wait and we'll try to hold out. That makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. So, perfect. In Alien 3, I'm trying to remember. The alien is loose and there's some kind of something to do with God, the plot for Alien 3, let me think. They crash land on that planet. It's a prison planet for men only who are, what is it, triple Y chromosome or double Y chromosome, so they're like super men. And they're all sort of formed into a cult of some kind. It's weird, like even the guys that work there are bad people. It's like an abandoned world where they stick arseholes. And then they decide to kill it with this furnace and everything. It's not, in all honesty, it's not as bad. It's nowhere near as bad as the Prometheus film or Covenant. It's not that bad, relatively speaking. Like, it's got some decent bits in it, some good performances, some good actors. It's just a bit, something falls short. The effects are really poor now as well, but it's really not that bad. It's not great. Compared to Alien and Aliens, it's not great, but compared to compared to Insurrection, Prometheus, and Covenant, I'll fucking take it every day of the week. So I'm hoping that the new one is good. I'm hoping Romulus is good. But honestly, you got to get back to proper Alien basics, which is logical decisions. And that's the core, to me, of horror. Is people do the right thing and shit still goes wrong. Because if they're doing dumb shit and shit goes wrong, why am I invested in these clowns? Of course they fucking die. What are you doing? You're doing stupid shit. Anyway, fuck me. Let's play some video games. Sorry, I get a little caught up. So here's any football fans in chat? Here's an interesting stat. When James Milner, who I think now plays for Brighton, so James Milner, who is 38, plays for Brighton. The manager of Brighton was 9 years old when James Milner made his debut. That is hilarious. Because he's only 31. Wow. He could be good. Never played successfully. Born in Texas. German professional football manager. Born in Texas. Interesting. Fabian Hürzeler. Do you know James Milner? When James Milner first started, I think it was Leeds was his breakout team. That was like the Adam Smith era Leeds, the Champions League, Lee Bowyer, like that era. Mark Viduka. Wasn't that when James Milner started off? Wasn't he? He was like a winger. Great era. That Leeds team was fucking amazing. Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka, you know what I mean? Really good team. Yeah, Jonathan Woodgate, like, it's a really good Leeds team. Hey, I'm waiting on Dotes, but you need to get a stack together. Just one of those pros who don't bring. Are you a Leeds fan, Ewan? I'm sorry, bud. I think they're just overpaying. I remember, was it Seth? What was his name? It's like a left back or something. English left back no one's ever heard of anymore. Yeah, Alan Smith, sorry. Seth something. They overpaid massively for this lad. That was like the peak of Leeds losing their mind. Sorry, Richard, are you an American? Seth Johnson. Just thought it was funny. Why?
Пацаны, окружаем его! Левый коронный, правый... Воу! Вон он готов!
Yeah, now I get it. It's just a very American-centric view of football. It's a girls' game. I will say this about American men. You guys have some serious fucking anxiety about yourselves. Very delicate. I really think that. Like, I've been to America, and if you wear the wrong kind of shirt or trousers, they're like, what you wearing that for? How come you ain't dressed like the rest of us? Like, they dress so conservatively. And the men are super uptight about appearing manly. It's really quite sad. I don't know why, but they are. Got news for you. If you guys live on the coast, I'm talking about most of the rest of America.
Да вот он! Come on, keep coming, motherfuckers.
Движение прямо!
These lads are not very friendly.
Вижу, пидорасов! Вижу!
Блять, тут нашего завалили!
These guys sound more serious than just scabs.
Нихуя тут нет никого!
Окружаем его!
These lads are dicks, eh? Oh!
А ну иди сюда, говно собачье! Вон он упырь! Парни, тут наших валят!
That sounds like a bad guy. Friends, we live here now. Hope you like it here. I've never even seen Caban. We do have a grenade.
Вроде никого. Нехороший вы, блядь, человек.
So FYI, they will just keep coming. We seem to have retracted the entire map. It's very Stalingrad. British man steals bronze artifact from local tribe.
Вон он, сука! Гнида!
Huh!
Служивый! Пацан готов. Вон он, блядь, ебашь его!
Give me your ammo. I think he's in here to the left, eh?
Да нихуя тут нет никого! Да нихуя тут нет никого!
Oh shit!
My little friend! Блядь, тут наши завалили! Давай, мочи! Понятно. Ты куда пошел? Пиздец, мраки ебаные! Тут наших бьют!
What is happening? The SKS is...
Ты куда пошел? Давай, мочи!
I love the SKS because you're almost guaranteed in a raid to find more ammo for the SKS. I think we've killed 15 guys so far.
тут нашего завалили. Пацан готов! Хуйло, вот хуйло!
So, I've never seen Caban. I've never fought Caban. Where could he be? This is not a dressing gown. This is a shirt. This is just a shirt. It's just, look, it's just a shirt. It's not a dressing gown, but thank you. I'm glad you like it. In the car dealership. So to my right?
Сука! Ёбнули нашего! Вон он,
So he could be in there? I've heard some yapping, which doesn't sound like a regular guy.
Ах ты!
Could he be upstairs here? I mean, he might not be here. I just thought I heard some noises. What am I shooting here? To be fair, we haven't seen any guards. So, it's reasonable that we haven't seen him. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've not seen a single guard. Yeah, there were no roof snipers, so yeah, I think we've just killed like the scav population of the map. PMC on our right. Damn it. I don't think he counts. Oh no, he did count.
Вон он, блядь, ебашь его!
Gotcha. Gotta go for loot. Did he? Oh, yeah. Good God. I'm going to say 32 is my guess on kills. 32. $15K. 39 kills. All scavs, 1 player, 2 players, 3, 4, 5 players. Shots fired. 301 shots fired. Good God. And a quest. And we hit Hive as well, so pretty sweet. Yeah, the nade was... I heard it and I was like, is that a blurb? I'm going to say not a blurb. And good mag drills. Great mag drills. Great mag drills. So we burned a lot of... the life of that poor little gun. We're going to have to replace it. We just need another default SKS, so it's really not bad. Cheeky shrimp. I love the shrimp. Love it. However, I don't think it's possible to bring enough ammo in for these raids for the old shrimpster. I like this as just a backup piece. You know what I mean? Right. Traders, Prapor. Please furnish me with your finest SKS. It would appear to be the greatest weapon of our age. Have you got one that's sandy colored? No? We'll take a regular. We'll take a regular. That's fine. Get rid of that shit. Now... I'm thinking 30 round mag, or even drum. Take a cheeky drum mag in. Just once, you know what I mean? And then we'll load the rest up. So, bearing in mind, the drum cost me 20k. Frankly, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? I really don't care if we lose the drum. And what we'll do is, we will just, you know, if we get a chance, we'll reload in a stylish fashion, in cover, pop it into the backpack, get the old mag drills going, reload that bad boy, and away we go. But I'm not going to be like, oh, my 20k drum mag. I think the drum is fine. I don't think it minds. I think it'll be fine. I think he's fine. Right. Traders. Therapist. Sell. Wow, that sold. Not bad. And who was that? Was that Jaeger? Administrator. Shoot a yellow signal flare in the courtyard. Okay. We don't have a yellow. Didn't realize that was part of it. If you bring 5 other mags, there is no issue. Yeah, we'll be grand. Because the 5 mags will give us time to fall back. Where do I get a yellow? That's yellow. And I think it's therapist. So the reason I'm running SKSs and stuff is because I am going away tomorrow for a week. I'm going down to Brazil. So I thought what would probably be for the best is if I don't run the good shit that I don't want to lose. And whilst it may look like I'm missing a lot of guns, I just stuck them all on my gun rack. I know I can, but you can only craft like 2 at a time. And the thing is, I'm not going to be here tomorrow to play, and then for the next week. So if we can get a few tonight, so be it. But otherwise, we'll do that quest down the line. So my weapon rack has those guns. Has those 6 and those 8. So I'm stashing guns there, including that our beloved PKP. So that's why. And we're upgrading our Hall of Fame on our Intelligence Center. Am I going Gamescom? Let me see. When is Gamescom? 21st of August to 25th of August. No. Sadly not. You know what? I've never been to a Gamescom. I've been to Comic-Con a few times with the Yogs, and a couple of times without the Yogs, because my daughter is a big fan of cosplaying and anime and stuff like that. So I took her and her friends, which was a lot of fun. I mean, it's not my vibe, but, you know, for your kids, you fucking do anything like this. I've never been to an E3 either, no. Never been to a BlizzCon or anything like that. Because, I mean, bear in mind that at this point in my life, if I was like, I'm going away to Germany for the weekend, I'll be back. it's a business thing. Like, I just want to go to hang out and see some friends and network and stuff like that, and just be at a whatever. No problem. But for the last 12 years, which has been the bulk of my career, my kids have been very little, and I've been the primary caregiver. So when it comes to a lot of events like RTX, Gamescom, E3, BlizzCon, all of these things, if I was in my 20s and single, I would have 100% been going to these things, mainly because I would like to meet some ladies, but also because, you know, fuck it, why not? So I would go to all of this shit. But literally for the last 12 years, it's like, well, I could go, but Mrs. F would need to take time off, or I would need to get my mum to come up when she was younger. Like, when I think about it, when my career started, she was in her 60s, and she was, like, way more capable. She's 80 now. I mean, she's 80. Like, I don't want to ship her up here to look after the kids for a week. That's a big ask. She doesn't have stairs in her flat. Here, we got stairs, so she's got to go up and down the stairs. It's a lot more to look after. It's not her house, so it basically, when the kids, now they're older, they're fine. I mean, they come home, they go to school, come home. Mrs. F doesn't go into the office. After COVID, she goes in like once or twice a week. They kind of rejigged the way they worked and stuff. But for the bulk of my career, going away to all these events has just been impossible because it would mean ditching my family. And obviously, I can't fucking do that. Just to go, if it's for work, that's one thing. But if it's just for the crack, it's like, really? You're just going away just for a bit of a laugh? Like, that's a bit much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I sort of haven't been doing it. So I've missed a whole bunch of conventions and stuff. I would say that of all the things, I don't want to say career because it sounds kind of wank, but it is a career. It's like what I've been doing for the last 12 years. Dota, Yogscast, gaming in general, all of that stuff. What made it possible in the first place was that I was a stay-at-home dad without a regular career. So I was prime position to just dick about and do YouTube and play Dotes and then stream and all the rest of it. But what restrained me from doing more, going to more events, all of that, was my family.
Excuse me,
Thank you for the sub.
But it's time to go.
So it was literally the only reason this happened. Merci. The only reason this was possible in the first place was because I had kids and was a stay-at-home dad. But what prevented me doing more? Like, I never did a star ladder. I did one star ladder, but I didn't do more of them. I didn't do Southeast Asia stuff. I never went to South America. I didn't do as many Dream Leagues as I would have done. All of this stuff. I would have done it all. Like, I every job I've ever had, every time you've ever seen me in a Dream League or a TI or anything like that, for all of those, I had to turn down another. Not because of the clash, but because I just couldn't have that much time off. So my inbox is full of, because there's a lot of talent out there. I mean, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of events. We play, like all of that stuff. I never got the chance because I just couldn't spare that much time. Now my kids are older. Sadly, Dota is kind of entering the stage where it's starting to wind down. Although there are 3 Dream Leagues this year. I did the first one for 2 weeks. I'm going to do the one later in the year for 2 weeks. There was a one in the middle. I did ESL Birmingham. Hopefully I'm doing TI. Fuck it. I'm doing TI. So I'm doing TI. I've got... I'm going to the Yogs next week. I'm doing Jingle Jam. There might be another event coming up in November that I might be going to. But there's a whole bunch of shit. So, although I feel like Dota is... people feel like Dota is kind of on its way out or whatever... I've got as much work as I ever had, and I'm not turning as much stuff down because the difference is a bunch of event organizers that would have done events don't exist anymore or don't do Dota anymore, which is a real shame. Like, I miss, again, like, if possible, I would have done Beyond the Summits way more. I only did a couple. I think I did 3 BTSs. I would have done every fucking summit if I could. I loved it. I miss seeing LD. I miss seeing Dakota and Gods and Hotbeard and all the guys out there. You know what I mean? Like Eric and missing Data and Ice Lemon and all those guys. I miss the BTS guys massively. I haven't seen them in years. I saw Dakota a couple of years ago in California. Happened to be in Sacramento. He lives in Sacramento. He was like, "You're in Sacramento? Let's go for a fucking beer." We went for a beer. I hadn't seen Dakota in years. It was so good to see him. I missed that. And I missed a bunch of events. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? The only reason my career existed was because of being a stay-at-home dad and having kids. Otherwise, I would have just had a regular job. I haven't seen Andy in fucking years. Haven't seen or chatted to Andy in years. I don't know what he's up to. I assume he's just streaming and chilling. But yeah, haven't seen Andy in a long time. It's a shame. He's a good lad. I spent a lot of time with Andy. Do you ever watch his streams? Is he doing alright? I know he got all jacked. Did he move back to the US? Look, here's the thing with TI, right? Who do you think is going? Do you think Cap and SVG are going? Do you think Suns Fan and Syndrome are going? Do you think Owen and Fogged are going? Do you think Shiva's going? Do you think Tsunami's going? Do you think Slax is going? Like, come on. Like, it's not a fucking surprise, is it? It's the same fucking people every year. It's like I see fucking I see Cap on stream and people are like, "You're in a TI?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to fucking TI. I've been to like the last 10 TIs as a main stage caster. Yes, I will be at TI." Like, it's just like, come on, dude. Why is it a secret anymore? It's not like the old days when there was like, "Ooh, who's it going to be this year?" It's like, it's the same people. Because the scene is smaller. There's not as many people doing Dota stuff. I feel like... Yeah, we'll just do this fucking quest. Wait, do we still have a... Oh, we've got a BTC to sell as well. With your Dota background and FPS familiarity, you got your career eyes on that new super secret Volvo project, Any? Not really. I mean, I haven't I don't have any connections at Valve anymore. Like, when I first started in Dota, I could give you a list of like 12 to 14 people that I knew at Valve well, and I'd known them for 12 years now at this point. And I don't think any of them still work at Valve. Maybe one or two. I don't know who you guys know that works at Valve, but in terms of people that I know, there's like 2 or 3 people. Probably, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe 6 people. 6 or 7 people. But like a bunch of the people that I knew and worked with and were the ones who got me into like TI and got the announcer pack going and basically made me a part of Dota are not there anymore. Like, they're just not. They've gone on to other things. Have I met Ice Frog? Apparently, yes. That's as much as I can say. I couldn't tell. I honestly, hand on heart, I would not lie to you. I could not tell you who he is. But I have met him, which is fucking crazy. But I was told, yeah, you met him. I was like, really? They're like, yeah. You said hello to him? You met him? I was like, who was it? We're not going to tell you, but you met him. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. But I met him. I've been in the same room as him. I've sat next to him, but I had no idea. It was some Valve guy. Didn't know who it was. And then it wasn't introduced to me as Ice Frog. So, no, I do not know who Ice Frog is, but I have met him, which is fucking crazy to think of. But that's true. He really is. I have met Gabe. He was really nice. I said to him, I've met his son a few times. His son is cool. But I've met Gabe, I think, a couple of times.
Excuse me, sir.
He loved Slacks. I don't think he ever really liked me. Like, he didn't dislike me, but he loved Slacks. He really loved Slacks. I mean, look, he did a bunch of filming with Slacks. But when I met Gabe, it was like everybody got the chance. Do you want to meet Gabe? And he was in his office, which is rare these days, as I understand it. And we queued up and we went in. We met Gabe. We shook his hand, and I said, "Hey, Gabe, massive fan. Obviously, love what you've done. Thank you so much for Dota, and thank you for giving me a career." He was like, "Oh, that's an absolute pleasure." I said, "Yeah, you've built a great community around Dota, and I'm proud to be a part of it. And thank you so much." And he was like, "That's great to hear. Thank you." And I left. And that was the end of the conversation. But Slacks, I think Gabe was like, "This is my guy," you know, which I can believe. I don't know anyone who's ever met Slacks and not thought this guy is his charisma is like maxed. Do you know what I mean? Which is weird, because if you were designing someone to be charismatic, you would not design someone who's like 6'4", 6'5", looks like he was assembled from spare body parts, had that crazy hair and now is like shaved, has that crazy voice for a guy of his build, and is just manic, insane, funny guy. Like, nothing about Slacks makes sense. If you put that guy in that body, you'd think, there's no way this guy has this voice, or there's no way this guy is also hysterical. It doesn't. None of Slacks makes sense, but he is super lovely, charismatic guy. And yeah, I love him. I love him to bits. I think he's fantastic. I don't see him anywhere near as much as I'd like to, because here's the problem. For some reason, people very rarely put, and this was why the late game was a surprise to me, when they were like, "We want you and Jenkins." I was like, really? Because I'd always, I mean, I'm not as like, I'm nowhere near as funny as like Jenkins, Slacks, Suns Fan. Like, to me, the ideal late game would be like, I would be hosting it because I could be the straight man, and I want to be involved, obviously. And then Jenkins, Slacks, Suns Fan as some kind of regular guys on it. Like, that would be my ideal panel. And I've done a Suns Fan Jenkins panel, which was amazing. We did that at Dream League. I was like, this is perfect. This is everything I ever wanted. Well, this is embarrassing. I can't get it up. The fuck are you lads all doing here? Look, Shannon is genuinely one of the funniest people I know. Like, I love hanging out with him. He is so fucking funny. His delivery is so perfect. And the weird thing is that you'd think from his sort of dryness that he would be... Because I've met guys like that before. And they're like... super cool. But then when it comes to... presenting and stuff, for some reason they're not good at it. Like, I know that's hard to describe, but you get people who are super funny off camera, And then you get them on camera and they tighten up. I don't know why. It's just one of those things. And I always thought he might be that kind of guy. But he's not. It turns out he's hilarious. Ow. Yeah, Jenkinson's in great shape. All of the best ideas you've ever seen on the late game are all hotbed. Every single one. Hotbed's brilliant. And like a behind the scenes guy. Did you go there, Select? That was hype. You know the Wombo Combo guy? He was there. The guy who was like, Wombo Combo, happy feet, that ain't Falco. That guy. He was there. You good? You good, homie? So yeah, he was there. That was cool. Man, that was a fun show, eh? That was me and DJ Wheat. Ken was a producer. Slacks helped write some stuff as well. And we got Slacks to be the guy that got us the drinks. I was like, Jake, get us a fucking drink. Like, he was always happy to play a character. What a guy. You know, one day this Dota stuff is going to end. I'm going to be very, very sad. It's been a big part of my life for so long. And I love it. And all the people I've met. Surprise, motherfucker. Dota me till I count archers. Now, do you guys know where do I need to set off this flare? I remember it being like here or some shit. In the courtyard in the middle of pond. This is the middle.
Azublimes quelqu'un just you bed for 25 months.
Thank you. And I've also met a bunch of people in esports that I'm didn't like, which was the hardest part. You reckon, Odd Brad? I'd love it if that was true. I don't think lightning strikes twice. I don't think I get involved in something again. You know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna... Content creation has changed. It's not like it was. When I started out, people weren't making shit. Like I was, like the stupid goofy guides and stuff. People do that now. Like, it's different. You know? It's different. And Dota was, when it first came out, was still kind of low-key. Match of the day presenting job? I don't think I could be that dry. So dry. Is Gary leaving, is he? What's my football background? You guys don't mind me yapping a bit more than usual, but Tarkov kind of lends itself to chatting a bit more, you know what I mean? So I think half the apartment is down the alleyway and straight ahead. Jeez. It says housing department, and it implies it's this building over here. Just looking at this map. Through the alleyway, it's like straight ahead. this building? Does anyone know? Population census? Is it in here, maybe? No, it's next to the playgroundy bit. Population census. A quest I've yet to complete. The map is really weird for this one, but yeah, I think you're right. That's cinema. We do have damaged house. So we could just hit relax and dip. I honestly, when I look at the inflated prices on the flea, I'm thinking, why aren't people just running this over and over again? Because it's so much money. Like, you get a BTC a decent amount of the time. And a moonshine is worth 700k, yeah? These nuts! Really, Mr. Jet? I mean, it's still pretty good. How was it better? Two uses, but K-Dot, it has a 100% spawn rate. I'll show you on the next run how to get it. And I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty good at getting this key. Alright, watch this, bud. Because this key, in PvE especially, in PvP, everybody knows about this room. This is not a couple mil. Alright, this is not. You'll see. This is less than you think. Like the moonshine, if you saw the moonshine on the flea, yes. Because that's like 600k, 700k. But none of the little statues and stuff, like, maybe you could sell the lion for decent money. So yeah, you're right. You probably, if you stretched it out, if you got it, but you're pretty much 50-50, you're going to get a Bitcoin in there. And if you get like a Bitcoin and one moonshine, that's 1,500. That's 1.5 mil right there. So it's pretty good. So watch this next raid, and I'll show you where this key spawns. There's one key you might want to get. For a raid that in PvE, remember, there's no one camping it. In PvP, and this is what I did in PvP before I switched to PvE. Cindy, if you get a stack, mate, if you need +1, I'm in. But let me just do this real quick. So, this in itself is not bad, right? Like, this is going to sell for a decent amount. And we didn't even get a, I mean, 2 moonshines is wild, but we got it. Okay, groovy. Oh, and a diary, whatever. So this is the key, relax. Now we're going to take another key that you can get, and you can get it real cheap because there's nothing behind this door. Let me just find it. Negotiation room is the key you want, okay? For 100%, for 100% spawn. Sydney, let me just show this guy this real quick. So this won't take long, but yeah, I'm down. If you get +1 and we got 5, I'm ready to roll. Okay, well, when you get +1, let me know. Hopefully we can get one. That'll be sick. Here's my last notes for a week. I got you, Cindy. That's why I'm going to do this one last run. And then wait. So the room got nerfed. Like the room did get nerfed, but bear in mind you can get this key guaranteed. And if you have a good route down, in PvE especially, if you're short of cash, you want a couple of mil, or you need like a lion or a cat or something like that, instead of having to fork out on the flea for big money, you can get this key every time in PvE because the PvE AI is not picking it up. And if you have a negotiation key, it's 100% you're going to get it. And then you can get there, no one's camping the door. Although, there is a door to the right of the Relax Club, and sometimes up to 5 PMC AI will spawn there. So sometimes you go there and you'll hear, locals arrived! And you'll open the door and there's 5 dudes out there. And you've got to fight your way out, and that's quite rough. So just be aware of that. But I'll show you how to get this key guaranteed, if we can get to the office, because this is the other thing. Where it is a spicy part of the map. It seems to be insanely busy. You get AIs, PMC spawn in there, and you get scav spawn in there, and once you kill one, they keep fucking coming, and they never fucking stop. And getting in and out is awkward, because there's one way in and out. You'll see. Stay tuned, K-Dot. Stay tuned. But this is a fun run. This is what I did in PvP. This wipe, before I quit a few months ago, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. This is not fun anymore. This is what I would do. This is the run I would do. Scav run to get the key and try and get out. PMC run. And the route that I had was, in PvP, you hide in the Pinewood Hotel. You get in the BTR. You take the BTR to cinema. You run from cinema up to... This only works if you have damaged house. This only works if you have damaged house. Okay? BTR from wherever to cinema. Get out at cinema. Run up to relax. Loot relax. Run round to damaged house. Rinse and repeat. You just do that over and over and over again. You get money. And if you die, what have you lost? A key you can get anyway. Yeah, you pop the mule, pop the SJ6 and fucking leg it. Hopefully we can get to the building where it spawns. Just watch. Right, we've got a decent spawn. Turns out, not a great spawn. I'll show you on a scav run. Or just a regular PFC run. Damn! Those lads were not fucking about. Fucking grenade. What a dick move. Yeah. We just want to get the key. Alright, we just... I thought I heard a nade. Too late I reacted, so bear with. I was like, did he throw a nade? I think he might have thrown a nade. Didn't hear it, and then I thought, I think he threw a nade. Too late. Too late. We'll go in super bare bones and just try to get to this spot and show you the spawns. Because as long as we get the key, we don't care. We get the key, who cares? No point in sharing because I'm not here tomorrow anyway. It's okay though. When I said I was going to give you advice, bear in mind, this is rat advice. Okay? You're not watching a good Tarkov player, but I do know where this key is and how to find it. I can sniff it out with my ratty nose, but I'm not going to like slaughter my way. You're a filler rat. Okay, fair. This is how you make the Skrilla. And this works in PvP as well. Alright, watch this, fellow rat. Hopefully we can get a good spawn this time. Didn't too bad. I'm just gonna keep dying as I'm trying to show this lad how to get this key. Oh, speaking of, while I'm here, I don't know where the key is that you can get in here, which I need for another quest. Fuck me, rigid. Yeah. At the very end of what? Under the elevator.
Ты куда пошел?
Oh shit.
Ходите, не вижу на!
Sorry, I just gotta reload a mag. Oh shit, I threw my mag away? I must have double tapped R. Stair elevators in the middle. Alright, give me a sec.
Вот! Вау! Пацан готов! Еще! Сдохнет! Попал в него!
Sorry lads, you're gonna have to double escalators out the door straight ahead. Like up here?
Дальше его!
This?
Вот, пацан готов!
This! And it's not there, right?
Natebisi just aux UBED for 33 months.
Merci beaucoup.
Evening Plaxencha, hope you're well.
I hope you're also well.
Как прыган крутит. Потом по бабам. Ты чё там, бля, вопишь, упырь? Давай, давай, давай! Сука, крыса ебаная! Какие?
PMC's to our left. Ammo. Ammo! It's like 6 rounds, dude. don't care about the housing building. We're on a mission to teach a fellow rat. Right. You see where we are? The construction thing is just over, like, that direction. This is the building. As you can see, it's a little spicy. So, places to look for this key. On this table. In there. On this mic stand, on the guitar. Up on here. On this little hook. On this hookah. On this table. Take note. Check this table too. Right, we'll check negotiation. It's sometimes in here. It's like, since it's guaranteed to spawn, if it's not anywhere else, it'll be in here. CMS would be nice. Check these offices on the desks. I don't know if it spawns in this one. I think it can. But I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where it spawns in there, but I don't know if it does. Anyway, in this office, check the desks. Tucked into the corner of magazines, in this pig's mouth, in this guy's hands, in the penis slot of this statue, in the mouth of this skeleton, tucked into the corner of, which magazine is it? In the mouth of this chicken. Oh. Ah. In the corner of that magazine there sometimes. Oh, there's an umbrella stand. It sometimes spawns on the umbrella stand or on the coat stand as well. Failing that, come to this room at the back. On these bin bags in the washing machine. On this pizza box. Haven't found it yet, so we've missed it. We've missed one. There, relax key. Got it. So it's on that umbrella. It was right there. So now we've got it. Now, the issue is, you get scavs lined up here. Now, don't think we can get over there, but we've got the key anyway. We can certainly try. This does appear to be the building that we actually need to be in for this quest, but I don't know where. Does anyone know where in here you need to be? We could get into BTR. So, get the key. Take me to the cinema, please. Okay, so we don't have damaged house as an extract, but whatever. We don't have Sewer River either. Check courtyard. Crash site is not that bad from where we are. This is relaxing though. Oh shit, we went past somewhere where we need to plant a marker. So that's not open, is it? So when you're in here, you want to fucking check every crease of every sofa. Like, there'll be like a Bitcoin hidden down in that fucking corner and shit. Check the tops of like these little hookahs, there'll be shit hidden up there. Loads of moonshine spawns on these tables as well. You get shit spawning on this guy sometimes and at his feet. No, it's not always good. Sometimes it's dog. But I've come in here and got like 3 moonshines, 2 bitcoins. So far, this is looking like a bad spawn. But you never know. And yeah, sometimes you do get stuff behind the seats, apparently. Although I haven't found a huge amount by there, but you get stuff back there sometimes, but it's always worth a peek. There's a moonshine right there. Bing bang bosh. So I always check like back here just in case, because you get like a statue or something back there sometimes. It happens. So this was, as you saw, pretty poor, right? But sometimes it's really good. I mean, I say poor. We did all right, but it's sometimes better. Now, unfortunately, we need to figure out how to get the out of here, which is actually going to be quite hard. So, oh, we didn't check these chairs properly, I don't think. So what have we got extract-wise? Could go for taxi and then crash site. If taxi's not there, we go crash site. You fucking pop an SJ6 in a mule. It's so funny how far you can run. Come on, taxi. Son of a bitch. I thought you could run around there. Well, never mind. You learned how to get the key. Fuck me. Fuck. Damn. Oh well. Well, I hope the lesson has been learned. Well, that's that. I will see you guys on Saturday. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. I'm going away to Bristol. I'll be filming a bunch of stuff. I don't know if there'll be any streams or anything that I'll be popping up in. Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. But basically, I'll be away for a week. Having fun with all the yogs down in Bristol and getting drunk and recording stuff. So, yeah. Sorry, I'll be away for a week. I will see you guys when I get back. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. And peace out.